Yeah. Am I loud and clear? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just indicate in the chat box. You can hear me. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, amazing, 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 amazing. All right. So let's break it down now. Right. So what we're looking at today is I don't know why my chat is even stuck. All right. Okay. I'm actually on something here. That's fine. Okay. About MT5. Was there any MT5 training last night? Was there any MT5 training last night?
I didn't join last night meeting.
Is it?
I didn't join last night.
Okay, you didn't join. Okay, 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 okay. So let me just break down the necessary, right? So when trading, this one, okay. When trading, what's it called? When trading MD5 or the kind of trading we have here, your focus, your focus should be on um, coming, then just a moment, please. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know what I'm doing again. Now your focus should be on your entry, right? And there are so many key factors to look at. assuming key factors to look at, starting with gaps, right? So first things first is to understand gaps, right? And when I say gaps, I mean areas like this. These are like the gaps, right? Mm, oh man. Um, um, all right. A moment, please. Okay. Hmm. So your focus is on gaps, right? And these gaps will actually help you for any decision you're making. All right. So let me just mark out the gaps for you here. All right. I don't know if I should start from here or okay. Now let me know what's for MT5 trading, right? Where and where are you at? Like for MT5 trading, like what and what have you known so far? So I can know where to start guiding from. Mm? For MT5 trading, can I just type it out?
So I'm just starting that, but I think I knew when you were explaining that. I was there when we explained the FVG gap.
FVG. Okay. Okay. All right.
FVG.
Okay. So rule number one is understanding the FVG. That's one. Secondly, knowing the pattern you're looking at. Right. So let me show you one thing that you can use to just a guide, right? That you can always use. Oh my dude, this was good. This was good. All right. So I have a strategy that you can always work with. It's a mechanical approach anyway. Um, just every let me look for a very good day. This was yesterday. Saturday was messed up. Okay. Every 5:30 p.m., right? I just want you to practice this and see for yourself how it works. Right? Every 5:30 p.m., that is when the New York market opens. Right? This is a what's it called? This is a mechanical approach, right? You wait for the first 15 minutes candle, and that's this guy. First 15 minutes candle. Every not 5:30, every 3:30. That's when the New York market opens, right? So what you're gonna do is once the first 15 minutes candle has formed, just mark the high, right? And the low, the low and the high, right? 3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. Every 3:30 p.m. Right? Every 3:30 p.m. Right? Every 3:30 p.m. Every 3:30 p.m. Every 3:30 p.m. mark the low, then the high, right? Exactly, yeah. So once you've done that, your deal is anywhere the market breaks from, you buy. If you breaks from below, you sell. If you breaks above, you buy. But you can only get that from the 5 minutes time frame, right? From the 5 minutes time frame. Um, that's for last week. So it's right. So now the deal is this is not even so strict. And this is above, right? So what happened here is the market broke above. That's on the 5 minutes. Once you've marked up the stuff on the 5 minutes time frame, the first after the first candle closes above that zone, or I call it the island, right? Wait for a retest. Now, what you're targeting is only 10 pips. 10 pips. Okay, this is not this is like 9 pips, right? When I say 9, this is 8.9, 8.9 pips, right? So what you're targeting is just 10 pips. Okay. And if you're taking the trade from here, it's just 9. But if you're taking the trade like from this point, sometimes I have what I call February gap still. Oh God, Jesus. All right then. I don't want to make it so complicated, right? Okay, still there's no February gap here still. Right? There's no February gap here still. But you can check if you have bought from here, the best point is to buy from this yellow line, right? If you buy from here and you're targeting, this is just like 8, 8. But if you've bought from like this lower point, it's already 10 pips, right? So sometimes no, it's not always up to 10 pips. But the main thing is for you to consistently follow this, right? So at this point, it's broke below, but the difference now is that it didn't come back to this zone, right? So this particular point, it can be so tricky. It can be very, very tricky, you know, it can be very, 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 very tricky. So you're now asking, how how do I how do I deal with this then? Can be so, 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 so tricky. Can be very, 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 very tricky, right? So the main thing now is if it happens this way, sometimes you can just leave the trade, right? But what I want you to do is just to observe, right? Do more of observation. There are two approach, but for now, this is what's working. Just 10 pips, right? 10 pips. There are days since this week, it hasn't really been going well, right? But let me show you the past. Let's look at last week. Okay, last week. 5:30. Sorry, 3:30. I don't know why I keep. Okay, this is last week. So this is 3:30 last week. All right. This is the 5 minutes time frame. So I'm going to look for the first three candles. 3:30, this and this. So I'll mark out. I'll mark out this 5. All right. Then of course, 1, 2, 3. I'll mark out this low. Now, here is the first place the market broke. The market closed above here. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for a retest, right? And my retest can be just to enter at this very point. I just decide to enter this point. My SL should always be the lower zone. Understand? So in this case, you can start with, if you have $100 account or a $50 account, you just start with 0.01 because this is good. Like every point. In fact, let me show you something right now. If you're going for a long, let's say decide to enter at this very point, targeting 10 pips. If your SL is at this lower zone, at this yellow point, what you are risking is $8.2. If you are using 0.01, that's if you're using the least risk, right? You are risking $8.2, right? And if you're targeting 10 pips, this is 10 pips, right? This is like $10.8 already. Or you can just say $10. You can see how clear it played out here. Played out real well here. Understand? So that's the ideal, right? It would have given us more, but if you waited, it might take you out before buying. So that I wouldn't want that. So the best is just to target these 10 pips. I just target the 10 pips and you're good. I just target the 10 pips and you're good. All right, so let's watch it. Let's watch it. What's happening? Oh boy. Okay. All right. All right. All right. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. So that is it. Right. Then there's another thing I need you to know as well. Right. You can see this is 6 p.m. Whenever it's 6 p.m., right, there's always a surge, a crazy move in the market. Oh, this one has already hit my TP, so can you imagine? It already hit my TP right now. So I entered at this point, allow it dangled a little bit, then boom, went back to my TP. So that's actually very good. Right? That's actually very good. So whenever it's 6 p.m., there's always a crazy move in the market. Sorry, 6 a.m. I don't know why I keep misplacing this. There's always a crazy move in the market. So on your own, right? You can see. Let me come down to 1 minute time frame. This is that's for the zone for the island I told you about, right? Yes, 15 minutes, right? You mark it on the 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes can then go down to 5 minutes, right? Any candle that closes, any candle that closes outside the zone, whether above or below, if it's above, you buy. If it's below, you sell, right? So let me even show you that of yesterday, sir. Let me show you that of yesterday. So this is actually very, very good. Though. This is actually very, very good. Not it's actually very, very good. Let me show you that of yesterday. Just gold. That's the strategy for gold. That's the strategy for gold, right? Just gold. I've not seen how it reacts with other pairs, but for now, just gold. That's why I'm on gold. Just gold, right? So it just go. So now the thing is, okay, like I said, 6 whenever it's 6 a.m., just watch. Market has been moving quite slow for a while. Then boom, it got to 6. It went down crazily, almost took me out. Then of course, started going. In fact, in one of my accounts, it took me out in one of my accounts anyway. But the rest was able to hold. All right. So that is it. All right. So let me show you yesterday how yesterday was. So I traded it yesterday with my guy. So this is Wednesday, bro. Yesterday, 5:30. Okay. All right, this is it. 5:30, right? Yeah, sorry, 3:30. So this is the island, right? So we come down to 5 minutes. Around to our 5 minutes. I didn't even get a good entry here, right? So let's say you now select to. Now, another advantage is if he breaks outside and you see a fair value gap inside, take advantage of the fair value gap. All right. If he breaks outside, if he breaks just like this now, let me shift this guy. He broke outside. So I'm waiting for a retest. If I see a fair value gap inside here, my entry should be that fair value gap, right? So in this case, if you entered here and you're targeting 10 pips, 10 pips should be um this is already this is 10 pips already. So this is 10 pips. All right. So you can see it hits here and the 10 pips is this very point though. This is very candle. So in 5 minutes, you hit your profit and went your way. Like in 5 minutes, you hit your profits. Let me shift. Let me bring this thing down to 1 minute so it will make sense. Our entry is already established. And bring it down to. So you see how Zos. Why this thing dropping like this now? Um, oh boy. So indeed they close there. Okay. Just like this. No. That's for yesterday, but all right. So this is the entry bar. Of course, your stop loss should be around here. So in this particular trade, you are risking like roughly $9 for potential $10, right? So you got into the entry right here, your 10 pips. Yes. All right. So within how many minutes the market hit your 10 pips and started going your way. Right? So you can see that within 5 50 minutes. Sorry, within 6 minutes. For this 1 minute time frame, market hit your TP. Boom, and you're out. Right? So and that's just it. Now here's another thing, My other analogy I have is if it breaks below, I sell. If it breaks above, I buy. Right? So you can see in this case, it broke above. I wait for a retest. I can decide to take another 10 pips buy. Let's say I decide to buy, let's say at this very point. Boom, take your 10 pips. Just give it a moment. So you can see by before 7 p.m. you can hit your second TP. So you can see in this case we sold, took our money, came here, buy. So it's a mechanical approach. Whatever happens, just take advantage, right? If it breaks below, you sell. If it breaks above, you buy. It's just that simple, right? Just this is a, I don't know. If you can just follow this, right? Just feel like a robot. Feel like a robot. It's a mechanical approach. There's no too much thinking, right? There's no too much thinking. There are other ones for indices, right? But let me not talk about the indices for today. Let me leave it for perhaps another day, right? Let me leave it for another day. Let me leave it for another day. Let me leave it for another day. Oh no. Interesting times, interesting times, interesting times. Interesting times, for real.
Sir, please can you go over this again? Can you go over this again? Use this 6 a.m. This one that happened at 6 a.m. and just
Okay,
explain
I should
again.
go by the 6 a.m. again.
This one you just that happened this around the 6 a.m. period. Use it to explain that this thing again.
Okay, why I took that trade, you mean? You said I should explain what happened right here, you mean? What happened there?
Wait, I said you should just go over, use this 6 a.m. this markup we said for this 6 a.m. section
Yeah,
to go over it again. Because you said we should go to the 15 minutes time frame and mark the 15 minutes candle.
yeah,
Then go back to the 5 minutes time frame
yeah.
and mark the
No, there's no
the,
market.
the gap. Right?
Yeah, wait, okay, let me show you something. I was talking about different things here, right? Rule number one is um markets open, right? Once it's 3:30,
Mhm. Yes.
once it's 3:30, yeah, mark the first 15 minutes time frame, right?
Mhm. Yes. Then go to 5 minutes time frame.
This is the first 15 minutes time frame. This is it. You mark it out,
Mm.
right? Now,
Mm.
once you've done that, go down to 5 minutes and wait for a
Mm.
breakout. Jesus. Go down to 5 minutes and wait for a breakout, right? So in this case, a breakout happened. It broke below, telling us that this is a valid sell, right? Since that has happened,
Okay, okay. So if it breaks
the zone,
the low,
yeah,
the zone.
you go for
Okay.
a sell.
Okay, this one broke the lower zone, but it could also break
Yes,
the higher zone.
yeah. So
Okay.
it broke below first. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to sell immediately.
Search for a buy.
I will now
Looking
wait
for a
for,
buy.
is it?
So once it breaks the low, now you're looking for a buy
No,
opportunity.
no, 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 no. If it breaks the low, I'm looking for a sell.
Okay.
Yeah, if it breaks the
A
low,
sell.
I'm looking for a sell. So let me take off this thing so it doesn't confuse you.
Okay.
Right. So now I'm seeing a fair value gap here. This is a fair value gap I'm seeing here. This is my entry opportunity to take a sell. This is a fair value gap.
At which one where is your entry point? Okay. That's okay. That mark. Oh,
This
that's the entry point.
yes, my entry point now is within this zone. So if I took my trade from this very point, from these very points here.
Mm.
All I'm targeting is 10 pips. 10 pips sell. So where's my arrow? My arrow don't disappear. I'm looking for a 10 pips sell downwards. And this is my 10
Okay.
pips. From here to here is 10 pips already. I'm taking my profit and I'm out. You
Okay. Okay.
you
So
get
now
it?
he's deciding he's looking at getting a good entry after you've so you get your entry from this your favorite this
Yeah.
gap.
Yes, exactly. All right. So
Okay. Okay.
for
Okay.
this other one, the market did the same thing. The market came here, bought close above, right? So what I'm waiting
Yeah.
for now
You're going
is,
for a buy.
you said?
You're waiting for a buy. Yeah, you're going to take a buy opportunity on then since it's broke
Yes,
above gap.
exactly. So
Okay.
since it has closed above now, I'm waiting for a buy opportunity. Now I look, am I seeing any fair value gap here? There is no fair value gap here, right? So when I don't see any fair value gap, if you look, there's no gap. There's no gap. This is a candle, this is a tip. Okay, okay, now we see this is a gap, right? Just like we saw there, this is a gap. I think this.
Mm.
Yes, this is a gap. Right, so this is going to be my entry. I drag this thing down. Let me close this one too because it's not needed. I drag my stuff as well. Take my entry from here. Target 10 pips. Wherever 10 pips is.
Mm.
My stop loss my stop loss should be, you can keep your stop loss just so long there's no any gap, you can just keep your stop loss as healthy as possible. You can choose to keep it at this very point. That's from here
Okay.
to here should be like five pips or so. And keep it at this very point. You can see the market didn't even get here. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
something like this long. Um in fact this is 10 pips there. Okay, this is 10 pips. Can keep your stop loss just here. So you're risking $7 for $10, right? It gave us more, but there's no need for that. Now, if you held the trade, right? If you held it, it's kept buying, right? You can see from this very point, market has been buying. Like, see, are you seeing? Market has been, see,
Yeah.
market has been crazily buying ever since then, right? So
Okay.
imagine you held
Mm.
that trade from last night. Now, let me give you a glimpse of what you have. Let me just, with the lowest risk bar, if you had that trade
Mm.
from this very point, we are looking at, let me just show you, let me show you how amazing this is. If you had that trade with the lowest risk score is 0.01 lot size. So where the market is currently, just $128,
Mm.
just overnight. As in,
Okay. Okay.
are you seeing it?
Oh,
You just one trade you held from last night from an idea you got. And this market will still buy today, safe very, very well. $128. This is for the lowest risk possible, 0.01, one entry. That's how
so
amazing.
this okay.
So,
Okay. Okay. I guess.
yeah. So this is
I
just
understand.
this.
Mm.
So that's why I really want you to, if you can get this, right? If you can get this, it will be so amazing. This is it. How sweet and amazing it is. Right? And there is more to be made still. Like the gold is buying, like, this Venezuela something. It's really pumping gold. When there's always crisis, gold buys like mad. So just all these threats here and there, gold will always pump. So just know that whenever there's market crisis, or not market crisis, world crisis, there's always pumping gold, right? So that's it about it for today, right? I hope you got something, right? I hope you got something. I hope you
Yeah,
got,
I'll go on, practice.
yeah. So,
Okay.
cheers. And if it's still not so clear, my DM still there. I can still break it down for you there, if possible. Right? If possible. So, all the best and keep enjoying. Nice. Have the best day. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah,
So
cheers.
now I'm looking. So I'll wait for 3:30 now and test this thing you just
Yes,
told me now.
exactly. Wait for 3:30. You can use there are two times actually. You can use a 9 o'clock. That's when London opens. You can use 9 o'clock to test it, and also 3:30. All right, London opens by 9 o'clock. New York opens by 3:30. All right, so you can use any of them to test it out. All
All
right.
right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Cheers. Stop sharing. Recording.